Hello, YouTube world. Almost 2 years ago, I started this series, Wild Woman Unfolding, when I knew I was coming back to Arizona, but I was in New Jersey, and I had been introduced to this book, Women Who Run with the Wolves, by my amazing, dear, cherished friend, Sufi Chen. She was reading it at the playground, while the kids were on the swings. I took them for a few minutes, and she was just devouring this book. And so I went and got it, and I still have not read a whole lot of it. There are some notes, and I'm working in it, but I haven't actually touched it in probably at least a year, and I'm really called back to it as a result of this amazing training that I took yesterday. It was called the Confessions Money Boot Camp, and it was 11 hours. It ended up being about 13 hours of screen time, which was intense, but so powerful. There were 11 different women, 12 including the opening, master of opening ceremonies. And it was 11 women talking about money. This is a topic that we so often don't talk about, and it's a topic that back in college, when my money bubble was popped, so many different bubbles have been popped, right? Like when we grow up, we live in these bubbles of what we think is normal, of whatever our life is. And if that is abuse, you think that's normal until you go outside of it and you see that other kids aren't having that same experience. If it's whatever your experience is with money, you think that's normal. Whatever your experience is with health, whatever your experience is with food, whatever your experiences are, when you are little, you don't know anything else. And so when I went to college, a whole bunch of my bubbles were popped, and one of them was around money and education and the way that what we have to do in order to make it. And so anyway, I'm really called to go back with this book because during the Confessions Money Boot Camp, one of the speakers talked about archetypes, but more than anything, I just was reminded of this wild woman inside of me that is indeed unfolding, and that back then I didn't even know what that meant. I just knew I was following intuition at a really early stage of me even knowing what intuition was. And I just started this channel. I knew that's what it was supposed to be called, and I knew I was going to do this wild thing of driving back across the country, probably by myself. And it was scary, and it was exciting, and it was all kinds of things. And almost 2 years later, my relationship with my partner is absolutely better than ever, even though he's still on the East Coast and I'm in Arizona. I have learned and grown so much. I'm an entirely different person, and I really thought I would document it on Wild Woman Unfolding, the whole unfolding thing, but I needed to grow into that a little bit before I could even start sharing. It's when we're sharing what we're actually in the moment experiencing, sometimes that can shift things and alter the perception of them and not let us experience them the way we're supposed to. And so I just didn't feel called to share so openly throughout the journey. But here we are. It's time to come back. The last time I did make an update was about 9 months ago, right after, or it was right during the BU project, which was my very first online offering, where I was taking the things that I've been learning all these years about what makes us feel in flow, what allows us to be in natural energetic alignment, and that's movement, that's spending time in nature like this, swimming in the river, that is finding time to meditate, or whatever your meditation is, right? Meditation doesn't have to be sitting still, which it can be, but it can also be jogging every day and doing that in a way in which you're just paying attention to your breath. You're in the zone. And there are a lot of different ways that people can experience things, and I wanted to see what was going to happen for me. And so I've found Qigong. I have gotten a lot more creative than I ever have before. There are so many different things that I thought I would explore, and I probably will now. I grabbed my journal as well because this hit me so much this morning. Along this journey of Wild Woman Unfolding is the people in our lives, right? And me coming across the country to Arizona from Pennsylvania, New Jersey, where I've spent the rest of my life, allowed me to find a sisterhood that I never knew existed. It is amazing what you can find when you really reach into who your soul is and you start to truly live your truth. And that can be tricky. People are like, wait, what does that even mean? Like, how do I even know what I want? Because I've always just been doing, especially women, what needed to be done for those around me. We often are caretakers. And, even though I don't have kids, caretaker was my description. Like I am in early childhood education, and I've always, regardless of who you are in my life, like I needed to see, do you need food? What else do you need? What can I get for you? I followed around my dad when I was little. What can I get for you? What can I get for you? And going on this journey to discover, A, why we do that, B, is there another way? And C, could I possibly take another way? What would that mean? What would that mean for me? What would that mean for my soul? There's so much. And so this is the journey I'm on, and this channel is for anybody who wants to follow that journey, who might want to explore some of these issues for themselves. This could be for men, this can be for women, or this can be for men, because we all have this wild feminine side to us, and we all have other people in our lives. And so it's really important to kind of see the world in this whole beautiful, put together conglomeration of ways where, there's just a lot of different aspects. And if we learn a little bit of everything, I think that really makes us, able to see things from a different perspective. And of course, you learn the things that you're drawn to, and there's no way that we can all learn everything. But if we find something we're drawn to, and then we go into it a little more, and into it a little more, and into it a little more, that's what I mean by the unfolding, because it does. We don't have to force it. We can allow things to unfold, just like a flower is all tight up in its bud, and as the right amount of sun, the right timing, the right water, that bud is able to open. It unfolds all those petals into this beautiful flower. And the flower didn't do anything. The flower just allowed it to happen. And I absolutely love that that analogy. It's in the Bible. It's been quoted by lots of different people. But I just love thinking about that, because I am a flower and you are a flower, and we are unfolding, and we are unfolding naturally to the extent that we allow ourselves to, and we're unfolding in a manipulated way to the extent that we allow society conditioning, old patterns to dictate what we do every day. And this is all a practice, and I'm just in it, and I would love to share it with you, and love to know if you're going on this kind of journey as well. So join me if you feel so inclined. This is Wild Woman Unfolding, and this is just the beginning of a whole new era of consciousness, of being fully aware of, or at least as much as I can be, of allowing, of watching what is meant for me unfold in the most authentic way. And I'm so excited to share it with you. I'm so excited to experience it myself and to be here now. So take a deep breath with me and let it out. Let's do that one more time. Ready? Take a deep breath and feel yourself fully rooted wherever you are. Go back into your day feeling connected to Mama Earth, feeling connected to your highest you, and come on back another day to see what's unfolding here. I line you.